So hello, good morning everyone. We're gonna talk about the Q array implementation. So this is our public interface queue, and we're here void in queue an object item because the object item is to add an item in our stack. But before that, we all know that queue is just like a stack because a stack is just like having a push, like pop, because pop is the remove the item, and the Q is an add item to put like the push. Yan. In Q, and DQ is just to remove or front. So we're here and void in Q object item, and then object DQ. So Q is just like a setup of cashier, just like a first in first out. And then this is our uh, the behavior of item. So to add an item, the last part of queue, that is called the in key in queue. And then the removing item is in the front, that's called the DQ. And that's the called the setup of our queue. And then we have here int search of an item, and then boolean is empty, just what like our program last, and then int how if we want to get size, and then boolean if full, the full of our stuff. So we're gonna go in our program there. So this is our program. I put the import java util arrays because we use array. So we have public class array, and then public object, and then items equals new object 10, and then private final int front equals 0, and then private int back equals -1. So this is our the instruction of queue, the public void in queue, and then we're gonna hear public void in queue the object. So we know that the in queue is the add item on the last part, and then if it is full, and then object temp equals new object, and then items dot length times 2. So why times 2? Because if our program is full, it can maximize the parameter that we can add more. So we're here for int index equals 0, and then index is then items dot length, and then index again, and then temp index again equals items index, and then back to items temp, and back again the items back equals item. So we're here public object the DQ. So as I said earlier, the DQ is the removing item at the front of queue. So we're here object item equals items front, and then if is empty, then it will return the item. And then for int index equals 0, then index is 1 back, index plus, and items index equals index is 1, and then back and return the item again. And the public int, yan, search object item for int index equals 0 again, and index, yan, same as the like the object and item if 4 na, and then if items double equals items index, and then it will return index, and it will return into -1. So the public boolean is empty. If it is empty, it will return again and back into double equals again and -1. And then the public get size, if we want the size of our stock, so it will return, and it is now +1. And then public boolean again, and it is full, and then it will return again another +1, and then equals double equals items to length, and then public object to get the q, then it will return arrays of the copy of what we the copy of, and then items back again. So the QRA implementation, this is it, my QRA implementation. Again, I use the Java Swing J option because I want that it would be like choosing the item if what they want. Now we are here the public class QRA implementation, public static boolean choosing if true, again public static void main string args, and then array q and new array. So like this, while choosing the string head equals j option pane show input dialog. So I put here, now you're gonna see that what do you want to do, and then we have choices, uh, 6 choices that like enqueue, dequeue, search, is empty, get size, and when it's full, again int each. So we're gonna put there each, or just say like o, yeah, and we're gonna put r like that. We're gonna put switch. So if you want like different letters, it is okay, but this want to same it. So I choose switch because we want to choose what do you want to do. If I like to choose number 2 or 3 or 6, so we must switch switch code. So like here, case 1, string q equals j option pane show input dialog like in q. So if you want number 1 in q, so int in q equals integer parse int, and then q dot in q, and then it will break. So like case 2, yeah, j option show message dialog. Now if we choose dequeue, so it wasn't in null, and I put here has been dequeued in the queue, and then what queue that the queue will be put in our array, just what like I said, and then break. And then case 3, so string j option show input dialog, and then I put here enter an item to search the queue, search the queue, and then int search. So if I choose number 3, so automatically it will search the integer parts int, and then int search again the queue search, and then search equals -1, and then j option message dialog null, it is found the index, and then if else it is not found the stack. So if else, if I put it if else because if we found the what you call with this, if we found the stock, so it was put it here. If not, so I put it here that it is not stock. So break again, and case 4, if q that is empty, if q is empty, like I put the boolean if it is empty. So the j option message dialog, put here your qq is empty. If not, just like else, and then j option message again, and then it would say qq is not empty, and then break. And then number 5, j option again, the j option message dialog again null, and then the size of the qq is with what size again, and break again. And then case 6, string stack, because for int I equals qq, again get q length, and then -1 0, and then stack equals stack plus q to get q and have an. So we're here the j option message in here. If we choose number 6, number 6 is when it is full, then it is here that j option message null that stack is demo, then j option plain message. So if it is full, then we put it stack demo, and then break. And then case 7, when choosing false, if if you choose like false, so it will break again, catch the exception, just like if we run it. So if it message here, so what do you want to do? If I choose number 3, if I want to search, then now enter an item if you want an item of the QQ. So what, enter an item. So what do I want to item, like the in queue, in queue, in queue. Wait, wait. Like in the queue. So when it is run, wait. Okay. So I'm gonna run it again. Yeah. Then if I say number 2 with the queue, if I want to run the queue, so it message here has been dequeued in the QQ is moved on. Okay. So that's all for today.